Good morning, Rob and Jackie. We are here in the Milford area. We're actually at the Cincinnati Nature Center. And I'm not going to lie, you guys, it's a little creepy out here right now, but later this morning as the sun comes up, maybe that's a question I should ask Frank, what time's the sun going to come up? Because we're going to talk a little bit about the trails they have here in Cincinnati. Beautiful landscape here. Again, very dark right now. We already saw a deer, though, this morning as we pulled in. And the book is called 60 Trails Within 60 Miles of the City of Cincinnati. And it gives you all of the hiking times and distances, tells you if it's kid-friendly, what the different parks are like, what the scenery you're going to see. So a really great handbook to see what there is to explore around the Cincinnati area. And with the weather as beautiful as it has been, I know we're talking a little bit about rain, but as beautiful as it has been this summer already, it's a great time to get out and explore. We're actually going to be joined by the author herself this morning, so we will hear from her and find out why she picked some of these different trails. We're live this morning. Kelly Rippin, Fox 19, Balance News.
All right, Kelly, thank you.
Good morning, Rob and Jackie. We're talking about things that Cincinnati has to offer, and we've been talking about it for the last couple of days, actually. We mentioned yesterday the Yelp Summer Bucket List, and this is another great thing to add to your list of things to do this summer. Right now, we're at the Cincinnati Nature Center, and we're out in the Milford area, and we're going to be talking about 60 trails within 60 miles of Cincinnati. So that covers the entire tri-state, and we're going to talk to the author of that book, who's born and raised in the tri-state, and she's done a little bit of research on this. She's picked all of these trails so that you can maximize your experience around the tri-state area. Now take a look. Here's what the book has to offer if you're interested in checking it out. It has the hike times and distances, and they range anywhere from about 3 miles to 5 miles. It also lists the difficulty level as well as the hike configuration, the average trail traffic, if you want something that's very populated with kids and families, or maybe you want to go a little bit off the beaten path and check something out. It also has maps, GPS coordinates, and park details, and kid-friendliness, scenery, wildlife, and public transit. I will say this morning, it's kind of us and the wildlife out here right now. We saw a deer this morning, of course some rabbits and some of the turtles walking around this area. So we actually will be joined by the author coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. She's going to tell us a little bit about why she picked these trails and what you can find out here at the Cincinnati Nature Center. We're live this morning. Kelly Rippin, Fox 19, Balance News.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Cool perk. You might want to think about getting this book for the summer season. A new guidebook is out featuring all the new hiking trails around here. Our Kelly Rippin is live along one of those trails, and she has more on what it has to offer. She's been there since about 4 o'clock this morning. She said earlier it was creepy, but now the sun is starting to come up.
I'm not going to lie, I was a little scared when we first pulled in at 4 o'clock this morning. I was not very comfortable. It was just us and the deer, which was beautiful, but a little eerie, a little bit, you know, horror flick. I heard you say Friday the 13th, so after you put that in my head, I was glad the sun came up. We are here at the Cincinnati Nature Center this morning, and who better to talk to us about this book than the author herself? Geez, that makes sense, doesn't it? Tammy, talk a little bit about the book and why this area specifically you picked and why this is a great spot for families.
Well, the book is written for families to be able to go out and go hiking, and Cincinnati Nature Center is the top of the pile. There are so many great trails out here. There's a lot of things for people to do. They have a fantastic nature center, absolutely incredible naturalists that are just more than willing to help you out and answer any questions. Plus, they have so many informative displays. It's just a really, really nice time to come out and spend with your family.
Perfect. So actually, we're going to keep Tammy with us through the morning, and we're going to check out some of the displays as well as the one trail that's right here at the Cincinnati Nature Center. And she was giving us good information about this park specifically and said you can hike for 8 miles and not get lost, according to Tammy, although I told her that my sense of direction is not always the best. So we're going to stay with her this morning, talk a little bit about this and how your family can put this on your summer bucket list. We are live this morning at the Cincinnati Nature Center. Kelly Rippin, Fox 19, Balance News.
I love that. You can do it as a family.
Good morning, Rob and Jackie. We are at the Cincinnati Nature Center, and this is the book, 60 hikes within 60 miles of Cincinnati. Now, this is actually the first edition. The second edition will be hitting bookstores within the next week to 2 weeks. So look for it at all of the local bookstores, and you'll be able to check out all of the cool trails that we have to offer in the tri-state area. Really neat things going on. All right, Tammy, again, we're going to the author for the source because she wrote the book, so she knows. Where are we right now, and what is all this cool stuff behind me?
Well, we're at the Cincinnati Nature Center, and this is actually on the back side of the Nature Center, and this is kind of like an open nature area for kids to explore. Okay. The thing I really like about this is everything is hands-on. So you can bring your kids here, and they can touch fossils, they can touch skulls, bones, antlers, turtle shells, just everything you can imagine. To experience nature on a very tactile basis. They can touch it and turn it around and feel it and look at it. If you bring out some art supplies, they could draw what it looks like, do a still life. So there's so many different possibilities out here on getting your kids outdoors and more engaged in nature.
So this is just one thing that you can do here at the Nature Center, and then there are the trails as well. And we're going to head out with Tammy here after that and check it out. But seriously, you guys, so many neat things that the kids can come and see, especially if you don't maybe live necessarily in a rural area or near a place where they have a lot of woods. I mean, look at that, turtle shells, and they can pick it up and play with all of it, get very hands-on, as she mentioned before. So really neat things. We're going to head out on one of the trails and show you some of the beautiful scenery, because she has all that information in the book, the scenery, the kid-friendliness, what you can find where. All of it is an easy family-friendly guide. We'll get all that information for you up on our website, fox19.com. We'll see you guys on the trail in a little bit. Rob and Jackie.
All right, Kelly. Well, the guidebook is out featuring all the new hiking trails around the tri-state.
Fox 19's Kelly Rippin is live along one of those trails with what our area has to offer. Looks like a really cool book, Kelly.
Absolutely, really neat book, and it's going to be available on shelves in the next couple of weeks here. They actually have a first edition that's already out. The second edition will be coming very, very soon, and decided to bring the author herself out with us this morning to tell us a little bit about it. It's 60 trails within 60 miles of Cincinnati, and we are on one right now. What is this specific trail out here at the Cincinnati Nature Center?
This is called the Edge Trail,
Okay.
and it's marked with a bright green turtle, so it's really nice and easy to find.
All right, so we're going to walk along here a little bit and tell people what they can see when they come out here on the Edge Trail.
Well, you start out at the woods, and then you come along and you get this incredible boardwalk that goes right along the edge of the pond or the lake here. And the thing that's nice about this is that kids can actually get fish food up at the Nature Center for just a couple cents. I think it's like 25 or 50 cents for a handful of fish food. And they can come down and they can feed. There's bluegill, sunfish, there's also snapping turtles and painted turtles in here. And so the turtles come right up to the edge, and the kids get a very close experience with the wildlife that's here without it being dangerous for them, as long as they don't stick their finger in the snapping turtle's mouth. So, but it's, as you can see, it's a beautiful area, and a lot of people really enjoy coming here. They've got nice benches to take a break and just enjoy the scenery.
Absolutely gorgeous morning out here, as you guys are enjoying. That's what we're talking about. I mean, summer is here. You're looking for things to do with the kids, with the entire family, and her book has the entire how-to guide. It gives you maps. It lets you know how family-friendly something is, how long you're going to be hiking, and you get to take a look at some of these beautiful views, which are right in our own backyard, and none of us even know about them. Oh, there's a turtle right now. Sorry, I just got really excited. Rob and Jackie, we're going to send it back into you guys. Things you don't see in the city of Cincinnati is turtles floating in the lake. So really neat book. Check it out. We'll get all that information posted for you up on our website, fox19.com. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't have hiking boots, so I went with sneakers instead this morning, but it's a good alternative. We are out here at the Cincinnati Nature Center, a gorgeous place, especially on a beautiful summer morning. We are joined by the author of the book, 60 Hikes Within 60 Miles of Cincinnati. Great book to kind of have for the family, but great resources here. Talk a little bit about the trail here for me, if you can, quickly.
Well, the one thing that are nice here about the trails is they're very nice and wide, so you can go as a family. The other thing is all the trails are marked with very nice icons that are easy to read. You could remember the color, or you could remember what the shape is on the trail.
Absolutely.
And the thing I really like about the trails here is that they're all loop trails.
Excellent.
So if you got on the Edge Trail, you would just stay on the Edge Trail. It would loop you right back around to the Nature Center. If you got on the Fossil Trail, same thing. It would loop you right back around to the Edge Trail. So it's very, very hard to get lost.
Exactly, which is a good thing, and we're going to get all this information posted for you up on our website, fox19.com. We're going to keep Tammy around, and we'll have more coming up after the break.
Welcome back, 8:42, and a new book can help you get out and enjoy Mother Nature this summer.
Yeah, you might want to get the book, but you know what? There it is right there. It's going to keep you and your kids and the entire family busy checking out trails that Kelly Rippin has on her hiking boots. She joins us this morning from Milford. Kelly, good morning.
She's going to correct you because she's wearing sneakers this morning.
Are you wearing sneakers?
She corrected me earlier.
No
Someone
hiking
changed the
boots?
script.
I am wearing sneakers. I don't actually own hiking boots, so we're stuck with the sneakers this morning, but they've served me well. We haven't actually physically hiked a lot because we're taking the easy route since we have the camera. We don't want to, end up in a pond, but it's beautiful scenery out here. We are at the Cincinnati Nature Center, and this is just one stop of many that are in the book. 60 hikes within 60 miles of Cincinnati. You're going to travel to northern Kentucky, Indiana, of course, the state of Ohio. This is Tammy York. She is the author of this book. So many cool ideas, so much to do with the entire family through the summer. You could keep the family busy all summer with this book, but there are so many things along the trails that you can also do that you have highlighted because you've mapped this all out for everybody.
There are so many different things that you can do. And one thing that you can do is when you go out is just to bring some extra stuff with you. My daughters and I typically bring out a watercolor pad, some watercolor pencils, and I just let them sit down and draw. There are two other things that you can do. One's a little bit more technologically advanced is geocaching, where you have to have a GPS system to be able to do it. The thing I like a lot is letterboxing. Letterboxing is kind of a great combination between the geocaching and the watercolors I mentioned earlier.
And we found this one actually in the bird booth.
Yeah, in the bird blind was this letterbox. And the letterbox is just something as simple as a journal. Typically you have a stamp that you would stamp the letterbox with, and then you would just write when you were down there or what you saw while you were there. The other thing that's great is that you carry out a journal with you, and the letterbox typically has a stamp with it that you stamp in yours. It's kind of like a passport system, and it's nice because then kids keep a journal of all the places they've been and memories of where they've been at and what they did when they were there. Plus, they leave a little bit of themselves behind. They leave a marker that they have a place in the world.
And if they go back next year or a couple of years, it might still be there. Again, all this information for you up on our website, fox18.com. A really cool book. You're going to get to see places that are right in our backyard that you never knew existed. We'll get that all posted for you. We have much more coming up after the break. Stay with us.